At 3 o'clock, Khoran moved to seal the Naruz passage. Minutes later, Veyran Viper Hawks were airborne.
If you know them, you love them, and Apache helicopter gunships are flying strike missions inside Iranian airspace. At 3 o'clock in the morning, Iran tried to shut down 20% of the world's oil supply. What happened next changed naval warfare forever. The alarm tears through the darkness at a forward base in the United Arab Emirates. Crews run toward $30 million machines that Iran fears more than carrier strike groups, the AH-64 Apache, and tonight they are hunting. For 40 years, Tehran held one card that terrified the global economy: the Strait of Hormuz, 21 miles wide. 20% of the world's oil flows through it every single day. Iran's message was simple: attack us and we close it. Gas prices explode, economies crash, the world burns. Then March 2026 happened. Iran tried to make that threat real. They failed badly. Here is why. The Pentagon did not send what everyone expected. No huge carrier battle groups, no marine amphibious assaults. Instead, they sent something Iran never got ready for, something that flies so low Iranian radar systems track empty air while death circles above. Apache attack helicopters flying from bases so close to Iran's coast that mission time is counted in minutes. This is not your grandfather's helicopter. This is a flying weapons platform redesigned to hunt one thing: threats that hide. And in the Strait of Hormuz, everything hides. Twin turboshaft engines, a 30mm chain gun, 16 Hellfire missiles, and the crown jewel: longbow radar that marks targets while the Apache stays hidden behind terrain, or in this case behind the curve of the earth, skimming wave tops at 200 feet. But hardware means nothing without tactics. And the tactics here were brutal. U.S. Central Command changed Apache doctrine overnight. These helicopters were built to kill Soviet tanks in European forests. Now they hunt speedboats in open water. The crews trained on one thing: find it, fix it, finish it, fast. Intelligence fusion reached levels that sound like science fiction. Satellite feeds, drone surveillance, maritime patrol aircraft, all of it flowing in real time to Apache cockpits. The kill chain took seconds. Iranian commanders made one critical mistake. They thought Apaches would fly from distant carriers. Wrong. The U.S. placed Apache squadrons at forward bases across Gulf allies, United Arab Emirates, Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, Bahrain. Suddenly, every Iranian coastal position was inside Apache strike range. Day 22, the turning point. Iranian forces try to place mines in the shipping channel under darkness. 3 boats leave Bandar Abbas Naval Base at 0200 hours. Satellite surveillance catches them right away. 14 minutes later, 2 Apaches launch. They fly low, so low that rotor wash kicks up spray from the dark water below. No lights, no radio chatter, just the steady thump of rotor blades and the hum of targeting systems marking contacts ahead. 4 miles out, longbow radar locks all 3 boats. Fire control solutions are calculated instantly. The lead pilot does not hesitate. 3 Hellfire missiles streak away, Mach 1.3, tandem warheads built to punch through tank armor against fiberglass hulls. Total overkill. The first Iranian boat simply stops existing, a fireball visible from 20 miles. The second flips over in 90 seconds. The hull ripped open below the waterline. The third tries to run. A Hellfire does not miss. All 3 boats at the bottom of the Gulf before they place a single mine. Mission time, 1 hour, 17 minutes. Iranian mine-laying ability permanently damaged, but that was only the warm-up. Iran's real threat came from swarm tactics. Hundreds of small, fast attack boats, modified speedboats, armed with machine guns, RPGs, sometimes anti-ship missiles. Alone they are annoying. In swarms of 30, coming in from many directions, deadly. Traditional naval guns struggle against these targets. A destroyer's 5-inch gun fires shells designed for big ships and land targets. By the time the crew aims and fires, that speedboat moving at 40 knots has already shifted. And even the Phalanx close-in weapon system has limits against many small targets attacking from different angles. The Apache's 30mm chain gun was built for exactly this problem. 600 rounds per minute mounted on a turret that moves faster than any human can track. The pilot's helmet-mounted display lets him look at a target, mark it, and the gun follows his eyes. High explosive rounds blow up on impact. Fiberglass hulls tear apart. Fuel tanks ignite. If you are locked in right now, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. What I'm about to show you next is the 4-minute battle that ended Iran's entire small boat strategy. Day 25. 8 Iranian fast attack boats swarm a commercial tanker convoy. 2 Apaches respond from 15 miles out. What happens next enters military legend. The lead Apache fires 4 Hellfire missiles while still 2 miles away. 3 boats gone instantly. The 4th dead in the water, burning. The 2nd Apache comes in at wave-top height, chain gun blazing. High explosive rounds walk across the water like the hand of God. 2 more boats explode. A 3rd catches fire. Crew abandoning ship. The remaining speedboats panic. They break formation, run for Iranian waters at top speed. The Apaches chase them. Hydra 70 rockets fire from wing pods. Flechette warheads airburst above the fleeing boats. Thousands of steel darts rain down. 2 more boats stop moving. The final speedboat makes it within sight of Iranian coastal defenses. A Hellfire hits it dead center. Debris flies 50 feet into the air. Engagement time 4 minutes, 37 seconds. Iranian losses 8 boats, 40 personnel. Apache losses. Ammunition used, 0 battle damage. This was not a lucky shot. This became the pattern. Every time Iranian boats entered the strait, Apaches appeared like ghosts. Iranian crews started refusing missions. Intelligence intercepts revealed panic in Revolutionary Guard communications. Morale collapsed. Within 2 weeks, Iran's feared Mosquito fleet of small attack boats stopped existing as a fighting force. But the mission went deeper. Iran spent decades fortifying coastal positions with anti-ship missile batteries hidden in cliffs and dug into civilian areas. These missiles could launch with short warning, giving ships almost no time. Apaches working with A-10 Warthogs systematically tore apart this whole network. One mission targeted a heavily defended complex near Jask. Is 6 mobile missile launchers protected by anti-aircraft guns hidden among civilian buildings. Direct airstrikes risked huge casualties. Artillery was out of range. Special forces said it was too dangerous. 4 Apaches launched at dawn. They came in over the Gulf of Oman at wave-top height. Using a nearby island for cover, they popped up just long enough for radar scans, then dropped back down. Fire solutions uploaded, attack runs started. The Apaches appeared suddenly over the coastal ridge. Hellfire missiles launched in pairs. Individual launchers and radar vehicles marked for destruction. Iranian air defenses reacted too slowly. By the time anti-aircraft guns opened fire, the Apaches had already fired and broken away, using terrain for cover. All 6 launchers destroyed. Radar vehicles wiped out. Ammunition bunkers detonated in secondary blasts that showed up on seismographs. The Apaches pulled out without a scratch. Missions like this repeated across Iran's southern coast. Every confirmed missile site became a target. The Revolutionary Guard tried moving launchers overnight. Surveillance tracked every move. Apache strike packages answered within hours. Iran's carefully built anti-access area denial strategy came apart under nonstop pressure. Then came the drone threat. Shahed-class one-way attack drones, cheap, simple, effective, sent in swarms to overwhelm defenses by sheer numbers. Apaches proved unexpectedly deadly against drones, too. Advanced radar tracking, many small air targets, chain gun with proximity-fused ammunition. On several occasions, Apache stopped entire drone swarms before they reached targets, shooting them down over open water. But the most strategically important mission, mine-clearing support, Iranian mines, threatened every ship in the strait. Clearing them is slow, dangerous work, usually done by special minesweepers that are easy to attack. Apaches changed the game. Operating as aerial overwatch, they protected minesweepers from Iranian fast boats. More importantly, Apache sensors detected floating mines that human observers missed. When mines were spotted, Apaches destroyed them from standoff range using precision fire. No need to send disposal teams into danger. This ability proved crucial. Military analysts predicted months to clear the shipping lanes. It took weeks. By late March, commercial traffic resumed. Oil prices, which spiked above $150 per barrel, began falling. Asian economies stabilized. The global panic Tehran counted on never happened because the U.S. military proved it could keep the strait open despite Iranian opposition. Iran's leadership faced a strategic disaster. Their main leverage, the threat of closing Hormuz, had been neutralized, not by carriers or battleships, by helicopters. Most people connect with desert tank battles. The imbalance cut both ways. But let us talk about what this really means. The people flying these missions worked under pressure most of us cannot imagine. Flying a helicopter at 200 feet above water at night with Iranian defenses tracking you, knowing one mechanical failure, one lucky hit, sends you into the Gulf. These aviators flew multiple sorties every day, often under fire with zero room for error. There is no eject button over open water. If that missile hits, it is over. The maintenance crews deserve just as much credit. Apaches are complex machines that need intense upkeep. In the harsh Gulf environment, sand and salt make everything wear out faster. Ground crews worked around the clock in brutal heat, making sure every helicopter stayed mission ready. Their hard work made the operational tempo possible that overwhelmed Iranian defenses. Logistics personnel faced their own nightmare. Hellfire missiles do not grow on trees, neither do 30-millimeter rounds. Keeping forward bases supplied meant coordinating airlift across thousands of miles. One broken link, one delayed cargo flight could have grounded missions and given Iran room to breathe. Intelligence analysts worked 12-hour shifts, processing data from dozens of sources, finding targets in the clutter of civilian sea traffic, telling military vessels from, fishing boats, predicting enemy movement. Their work directly decided mission success or failure. So when you hear about Apaches dominating the Strait of Hormuz, remember it is not just pilots. It is a whole system of professionals working together toward one goal. Now, what does this mean for the future? The Strait of Hormuz operation completely changed military thinking about sea control. For now's naval warfare meant big ships fighting big ships, aircraft carriers projecting power through jets. The Apache's success introduces a new model, rotary wing platforms operating from spread out land bases, providing non-stop aerial presence over contested waters. This model has huge advantages. Helicopters cost much less than ships to operate. They deploy fast without weeks-long transit times for carrier groups. Operating from land bases removes the danger from anti-ship missiles. And as Iran discovered, they are devastatingly effective against small boat and coastal missile threats. Other nations are watching. China, facing possible conflict in the South China Sea and Taiwan Strait, is studying these tactics. Russia, with naval chokepoint concerns in the Kerch Strait and Baltic approaches, will adjust its planning. Even U.S. allies that operate Apaches now have a proven model for maritime helicopter operations, but technology alone does not guarantee success. Iran could adapt better air defenses built specifically to stop low-altitude helicopters, more spread-out operations forcing Apaches to cover bigger areas, newer drone designs that are harder to track, electronic warfare disrupting data links and radar. The United States will keep evolving tactics and technology. The AH-64E, now in service, will eventually give way to more advanced versions. Future rotorcraft programs aim to push speed, range, and payload beyond current limits. Autonomous systems may one day support or replace human crews. For now, one thing is crystal clear: Iran's blockade of the Strait of Hormuz is finished. The ability to close that strait, which Tehran waved for decades as its ultimate trump card, has been taken off the table. AH-64 Apache helicopters maintain round-the-clock watch. Any Iranian vessel entering knows it is under observation and inside the range of precision weapons that strike without warning. This means more than a tactical victory. It is a strategic realignment. The global economy no longer fears Iranian threats to choke off 20% of the oil supply. Shipping companies calculate normal insurance rates. Asian nations do not face sudden supply disruptions. The world's most critical energy choke point has been secured. The people who made this possible will not get parades. Their names will not appear in history books, but they carried out one of the most strategically important military operations of the 21st century. They neutralized a threat that could have crashed the global economy and sparked a wider regional war from the cockpit of a helicopter most people thought was only for killing tanks. That is the truth about modern warfare. It is not always stealth bombers and fifth-generation fighters. Sometimes it is the right platform, right place, right crew, right tactics. The AH-64 Apache proved exactly that in the Strait of Hormuz. Iran learned the hardest way possible. Every time their commanders thought about sending boats into the strait or launching drones toward shipping, they knew American Apaches were circling somewhere above dark waters, sensors active, weapons armed, waiting. The blockade that was supposed to bring the world to its knees became a demonstration of why you do not threaten global trade when the United States military decides you have crossed the line. Iran gambled America would not have the will or ability to reopen the strait by force. They lost that bet badly. Now, I want to hear from you. Drop a comment below. Do you think this operation changes the balance of power in the Middle East forever? What should Iran's next move be? Hit subscribe for more deep dives into military operations that shape our world. Click that video on your screen for another breakdown you need to see. This is analysis that cuts through the noise. See you in the next one.